So this has always been going on.
In a lot of ways, yes. Brutality in Mexico has been going on for a while.
But cartel brutality? Like when did the cartels really start gaining power?
I think the 70s and 80s is when we start seeing the formation of the first large organizations and federations that are working to produce and or to traffic substances through Mexico up into the United States.
Was it originally cocaine?
Marijuana. I think originally heroin actually was at the start or the initiation of a lot of this stuff. I think.
And where were they getting the heroin?
They were planting poppy in the Sierra for the war effort, apparently, for the Americans, because they were running out of shortage of morphine, so they needed a place to plant it. And that's one of the places where they kind of started like, oh, you can grow this here. And people started getting ideas.
This is the Vietnam War?
Yeah,
That's
Vietnam, World War II era. That's when you start seeing the initiation of like people planting certain things.
So 40s, 50s, 60s, somewhere around
I'd say 50s, yeah.
Wow. Well, it's like Vietnam itself is connected to heroin.
Yeah.
Because that's the dirty secret about why we were interested in that whole area of Vietnam, and that was a trafficking area.
Yeah, the Golden Triangle.
Yeah, and coincidentally, a lot of people got insanely rich somehow or another connected to that, but we had to be over there to stop communism or something.
And it's an interesting point you bring up of Vietnam, because it has something to do, or elements of it remind you of Mexico. Mexico has been a place that has been ruled over by a single party for 80 years, if that, the PRI. And then it went through its democratic period, and now we have other parties coming into play. And now we have a ruling party all over Mexico called Morena, who is, this is the party of the abrazos no balazos. That's how they started, hugs not bullets against the cartels policy, which allowed them to grow. And also...
Super effective. Hugs not bullets.
But this is coming off a...
Mexico has liberals too, I guess.
Yes, we do. Mexico's three things. Southern Mexico, that's rural Mexico. Central Mexico, that's where all the woke comes from. The capital of Mexico. That's where
Mexico City.
That's where all the gender pronouns get issued into law. That's where violence against women specifically, and feminicide is now a new thing cataloged under the law. You can kill a dude, you're fine, but if you kill a woman, that's feminicide, which is way worse. So that's where a lot of that policy comes from. And then northern Mexico, where I'm from, that's where, I guess, I don't know, conservative. That's where all the factories are. That's where all the people, the hardworking people, and people that kind of like go the other side of the politics that are woke. That used to be the case, but now Morena's ruling all over the country, and a lot of the policies they're bringing with them are, to the left. Mexico was very tired from the drug war that it had been going on for 20 years, that I was a part of for 12 of those years. They saw Felipe Calderon bring the military into this fight to fight the cartels, and just kicking a giant beehive. He really didn't have a clue what he was about to kind of kick off. He had the idea that if you just put the military out, which are not corrupted, well, he thought they were not corrupted, and you militarized a lot of the policing going on around it, you can eliminate all these cartel members. Like, oh, just this guy's gone, and we're going to just now secure this area and control. But it's been just basically gremlins, One gremlin will turn into 4 or 5. You cut one head off and it's a hydra. It's just a bunch of heads come out now. So Mexico has been going through that for a while. And then this president comes in, Manuel López Obrador, with this plan of like, we'll just leave them alone, and they'll stop. Violence will stop because we'll stop fighting them.
How'd that work?
He has one of the most violent presidencies in history. He criticizes Calderon, who started this drug war, over his handling of it. He outmatches him from death during his administration. What we saw in his administration was the politicalization, and they were already in politics, but now they're really overt about it. Now cartels are like, they have their own candidates running for office. The mayor of a city and the police chief of a city, they're all cartel members. And the police force, they're all cartel members in parts of Mexico.
Oh, boy.
All of the political killings that happen in Mexico don't happen because there's a bunch of John F. Kennedys out there that are trying to change things, right? It's because that cartel is sponsoring that candidate. And this cartel is sponsoring that candidate. So I don't want your candidate to win, so I'm going to go shoot him.
Well, there was some insane amount of murders during the last election. Wasn't it like 30 plus murders? See if you can find out how many murders there was.
Yeah, that sounds about right. It is, again, these criminal organizations have politicized. They've figured out that, how can we operate in this region without having too much issues?
Right.
Let's make the mayor our guy, and let's elect the governor. So,
and we like to think that we're innocent over here, but how much different is it with what we do with pharmaceutical drug companies sponsoring people? Because they pay for people's campaigns, and those people get in with a specific understanding of what kind of laws you need to push through, what kind of mandates you need to make in terms of the mandating the use of certain medications.
It's a different type of corruption.
It's a different type of corruption, but it's
still drugs. Still drugs.
Yeah, up to 60 politicians in the 2024 general and local elections. 60 politicians were assassinated.
Yeah.
During pre-campaign and campaign periods. Fucking imagine if that was going on in America. Marjorie Taylor Greene's getting whacked. AOC's getting whacked. Like, that would be fucking crazy.